This might have been the worst NHL draft of all time. This is for hockey fans and hockey fans only. If you're not a fan, keep scrolling or stick around. You might learn something. One of my favorite ways to brain rot is by going down Wikipedia rabbit holes of past NHL entry drafts and seeing which players my team absolutely whiffed on. Ouch. The other night while lying in bed at 4 a.m., I came across the Wikipedia page of the 2012 NHL entry draft and was reminded that, holy hell, this might have been the worst NHL draft of all time. For a draft this bad, it's no surprise that the first overall pick was none other than Nail Yakupov, a player considered by many to be one of, if not the worst first overall pick in the 63-year history of the draft. The young Russian phenom who was making waves in juniors just 2 years prior cemented himself as a clear-cut first overall pick despite scouts noting his continued personality issues.
His draft interview was the worst interview I've ever had in my life.
Those issues mixed with very, very, very poor play meant that Yakupov would bounce around the league for a bit before playing his last game in the show in 2018, just 6 years after being drafted. A stat that is almost unheard of for a former first overall pick.
See you next time.
Going second in this draft was defenseman Ryan Murray, a player too boring to even talk about and hasn't played an NHL game in almost 3 years. Next up is where things get fun.
Montreal is proud to select.
That slot went to Alexander Alexandrovich Galchenyuk, or Alex Galchenyuk for short. The American-born, Russian-raised winger taken third overall by the Montreal Canadiens was a player I personally had a lot of hope for. He seemed to be a great finisher with tons of offensive upside, and any player who abandons Russia to play for the United States at the World Juniors sounds like a good guy in my book.
Oh yeah, obviously.
But boy, was I wrong. He was deemed to be locker room poison, played for more teams than his last name has syllables, and his off-ice antics led to him being sent back to Russia before hitting 30.
All your kids, all your wives, all your daughters will die.
I wanted to make sure that they know what kind of person I am, and
Griffin Reinhart, whatever. Morgan Riley, despite his one All-Star appearance, who cares? We don't really see a decent player until pick 6 with Hampus Lindholm. Now look, I'm a diehard Anaheim Ducks fan, so to me, Hampus Lindholm is a sweet baby angel who can do no wrong. He did have a career year after being traded to Boston, but if he is the best player to come out of this top 10, ouch. At 11, we do have Swedish heartthrob Philip Forsberg, who's a damn good player, but good enough to save this first round? Nah. We have a few more decent names here. Tom Wilson, Tomas Hertl. Then at 19, it's the 6'4" Russian machine, Andrei Vasilevsky, who backstopped the Tampa Bay Lightning to back-to-back Stanley Cups. A lot of Russians in this draft. Coincidence? But again, is he enough to save this first round? Other than that, we don't really see another impact player until the 130th pick in round 5 with Connor Hellebuck, the Jets goalie who backstopped Team USA to a silver medal at the Four Nations face-off. Needless to say, this draft was a huge dud, and in doing some research and simply Googling worst NHL draft class, I came to find out that the internet already knew that. Thanks for watching.